Nala who? It's Nala what? It's Nala who? It's Nala moo. It's Nala moo. And hey, what's up? Hello, if you're new to my channel, but if you've been here before, what's good, boo? How are you? I know y'all see the title and you're like, girl, what happened to your job? Why'd you quit? Man, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe because good vibes here all the time. So yes, y'all, I am jobless.
That hoe can't be in her right, Mom.
Why is that funny to me? Because of how DJ, slow down. How everything happened. And I'm going to give y'all the story time of why I quit my recent job. And before I even tell y'all the part where I quit, I need to let y'all know the buildup. So my job, my old job that I started in January. And I loved my director. My assistant director was cool in the beginning. And everybody else, like the staff was cool. And, you know, we didn't really open our school till the end of January. And we barely had any kids. And one thing I didn't like about the company was the health insurance. The health insurance sucked because the company is not based in my state. It's in another state. But they built schools in my state. So that was one thing that was like to me. And like they had so many requirements. Like they wanted you to dress a certain way, look a certain way. And I was like, you know what? I always said as a teacher, I want to learn how to dress professional like a teacher. But a person like me who likes to express themselves through their hair, it was very difficult, okay? But the only reason why I stayed at my last job was because of my director. Like, I love my director hands down, okay? We gonna call my director Ice-T. We're gonna call my AD The Fool. So we have Ice-T, who is my director, and then we have The Fool as my AD or assistant director. And the only reason why I stayed at this job was because of Ice-T. Ice-T has showed me how to be a director because I soon in my, you know, daycare career, I want to become a director. And she has showed me the good, the ugly, the bad, and, you know, a lot of stuff. Now, we were already having staff trouble, but that's normal in the daycare you know, journey. Like, you're gonna be understaffed, you're gonna have people who quit, all that extra stuff. And there was so much that we've been through together collectively. And, you know, the teachers, shout out to them, who stayed. I'm gonna name one teacher Ice. And my other teacher, we're gonna name her Tacos. And then my other teacher, we're gonna name her Foodie. Okay? And we were all one when it came to Ice-T. Because we worked together. We built that bond. Now, The Fool, she was very weird. Like, she, you know, never had no problems with me. My only problem that I had with her was communication. And that's what kind of what really was at this job. Like, there was, everybody had something to say but wouldn't communicate it to each other. And also, you know, it's how you talk to people. Now, Fool, she had a way where she would talk to people. And people was not liking that. She was very passive aggressive. And it was just like, why are you being so passive aggressive towards, you know, me? Like, I'm asking a simple question and you moving that head. No, like, that's all unnecessary. So fast forward to 2 weeks ago. I was outside with Fool and another teacher. And, you know, Fool was taking care of a baby. And come to find out, right? She didn't feed the baby. The baby went hungry. The baby went home and didn't get a bottle until like, I think like 6 p.m. And the last bottle was at 1. Now his teachers leave at 4. It is your job, especially if you're an AD, it is your job to either check in with the teachers or, you know, a lot of infant rooms have a board where they tell you where the next bottle is and stuff like that, right? Keep in mind, I see him crying because we're all outside. I see the baby crying and I'm just like, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, normally he got a bottle around this time. But I'm like, you know, I'm thinking because she an AD, she would know. You would know these kids. Clearly not. So my director, Ice, she had to apologize to the parents because the parents were really upset. And you know, that's how you lose trust, because you didn't feed a baby. Then the teachers in the baby room confronted Fool, and Fool didn't take no accountability, y'all. She literally was like, well, y'all didn't tell me. What? You're an AD, you're an assistant director, and your excuse was, y'all didn't tell me. Is you cool? Like, you know, and the AD, she was always known for being on her phone. Always on her phone, and nothing told you to check the communicating app to check if anything was wrong with him. Nothing. You just blame the teachers didn't tell you. But, right? It don't make no sense. So that's when everything started going left, because those teachers did not want the AD in their classroom at all. And the AD felt ambushed. She was mad, but it was like, you didn't take accountability. You didn't feed a child, my dog. Like, what are you talking about? So then the following next day, Fool, she is in the toddler classroom with a Ditzy, okay? Fool and Ditzy are in a room together. Ditzy is another coworker. They're in the room together, and from what I heard is that it was stressful in there. They wasn't following the teacher's schedule, and apparently Fool got upset because the teacher in the classroom, Tacos, was basically telling Fool the schedule, and Fool got upset. And it was like, why are you getting upset? And basically Fool said to her, like, I know the schedule, da da da. But you don't know these kids, you know? Because Fool, she didn't really like being in the classroom with the younger kids. She preferred the older kids. So whenever she got into like the younger classrooms, you could tell she zoned out. And you cannot be zoned out. You just can't. So that caused a lot of friction. Now, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, y'all. And this is why I said this is the worst Teacher Appreciation Week ever. So Monday, Foodie and Ice, they're in the baby room. And Foodie was not there. And it was just Ice. And Tacos had to work with Ice, you know, to stay in ratio. And Fool was left with our other teacher. Get out of the window. In the older baby room with Camera. And Fool was in there not helping Camera at all, stressing Camera out. The kids are stressed out because, you know, Taco's not in there, and Taco know her kids. To the point where, because Fool didn't help Camera, didn't do nothing but take pictures, Camera quit because of that. I mean, yeah, Camera quit because she was stressed out, but Fool put the icing on the cake. So now we're down a teacher. So now everybody's pissed, because it was like, bro, you literally got Camera crying because you're not doing nothing. You're not helping her. She's telling you she needs a break, and you're sitting there looking at her with a blunt stare. A blunt stare. Doing nothing. You're literally part of the reason why she quit. So now we're fucked. Like, we're fucked. And so, you know, my director, Ice-T, she was like, you know what? Let's call in the higher ups, and y'all can express to her how you guys are feeling. And we talked to the higher up, and we expressed to her how we felt. And y'all, we expressed to her how we felt, and it turned into them firing my director. Mind you, we all said to the higher up that we love our director. Like, she's literally the reason why we are still here. She's very helpful, like everything. But then it led to all of that, my director getting fired. Mind you, the higher up knew that the AD, aka Fool, didn't feed the baby. She already knew that she was the reason why Camera quit. But you fired my director? What? And then it's the lies that like she came up with as to why she fired my director. So my director told me. Taco was there when it happened, and you know, shout out to Tacos, because she put it on the floor. She really stood up for my director. And they told me, they told Foodie and Ice. Immediately we was like, yeah, we're done with this company. Because how are you going to fire the director but not the person who didn't feed the baby? Not the person who everybody has a common problem with. Crazy, right? So the next day, I go in there, and apparently Tacos told the higher up that we wasn't coming to work. Mind you, I'm a grown woman. You didn't hear that coming from my mouth. But you didn't hear that come from my mouth. The higher up didn't hear nothing come from my mouth. I didn't say nothing. But I go in the next morning, and I realize I go in the next morning and the code is switched. Mind you, ain't nobody told me that the code is switched. And I go inside and I see literally all these different teachers. Mind you, y'all, we didn't get a break Thursday, Friday, and not Monday. Because nobody wanted to send us for help. But now y'all got teachers in here? Bet. So because I didn't get a code or nothing, I was pissed. And I followed out their parent. I went straight to my classroom, grabbed all my stuff. And the director that was there, I guess helping out, I straight up told her, where's the higher up? I want to speak to her. And she was like, she's coming in at 8:15. I said, cool. I stood there till 8:15. And basically, y'all, I'm talking to the higher up. She comes, and I didn't like the way she was going about it. Like, the way she was saying was like, oh, so you're going to leave your job because of your director? What about your bills? What about your family? Like, first and foremost, why are you concerned about my bills and family? One. Two, she tried to have me backdoor my director. Basically trying to have me become third admin. And I'm like, why would I want to become third admin under the fool? Let's be for real. Like, she forgot to feed a baby. She don't do nothing. Everything that is keeping up is because of my director. And then she's over here trying to tell me that my director basically got warnings. And my director's telling me, like, I ain't never got no warning. So I'm like, so you lying. You trifling. So, y'all, I told her, I was like, you know what, give me your number. I'm in a lot of emotions right now. And we went to go meet up with our director, Ice-T. And we all sent our resign letters right then and there. And also Taco sent her resign letter right then and there too. So you lost 4 teachers. 4. And a lot of y'all probably like, so you really left because of your director? One, I left because I didn't like how they try to say, because I forgot to add this part too. I don't like how they try to say my director was trying to make all the black girls, let's keep it real, how she tried to make all the black girls go against this YT, when that wasn't even the case. We all had our own little like issue with the AD. So I'm like, so you're playing the black card, one, the race card. So you're playing the race card. Second, you are trying to basically, what's the word? Basically trying to dangle my job in my face. Like, well, you need this job. Because how you gonna da-da-da-da? Why are you concerned about my personal issue? Why is that your concern? Why is that your way trying to keep me? And also, it's just the way they went about it. And the way she tried to make me backdoor my director. It was like, okay, so y'all are sneaky. Y'all are sneaky and conniving. Y'all are sneaky and conniving. Conniving is conniving? Conniving. Y'all are sneaky and conniving. And I can't work for a company like that. I can't. I already hated y'all health insurance. So, you know, this put the ice on the cake. And I told her at the end, I said, the only reason why I stayed at this job was because of my director. But she's gone. So now I ain't got no reason to stay. Bye!
I know you mad, but so what? I wish you best of luck. Now I'm finna throw them deuces up.
And y'all, we all quit right then and there. It was just like, my loyalty stands with my director, and I just didn't like the way how they did her. They didn't even give her no warnings or nothing like they claimed they did. They just fired her. And, you know, shout out to Tacos, because she let them know, you firing our director, do you not know what you just, like, opened? You lost 4 teachers. And me and my coworkers and my director, we're good. Like, we're teachers. It's, you know, it's easy for us to get a job. It's easy for us to get interviews, like, you know? So it's like, whose loss is that? It's y'all loss. Y'all lost. So yeah, y'all. So I'm jobless. But I got faith. You know, God puts me in situations. He takes me out of situations. And you know, everything comes out better. You feel me? So yeah. So that's the story time, y'all. I just quit my job. Like, I'm jobless, and you know, I'm blessed. I have a lot of faith in me and my coworkers that we're gonna get jobs and we're gonna do better. And that's just that. So comment down below how y'all feel. I know this was like a lot. This was a lot, but y'all, I can't stand behind a company that allows somebody to be okay with them not feeding the baby over somebody who was literally keeping the school together. Okay? So make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, because you know good vibes here all the time. And let me know y'all thoughts and opinions, you know? Because it's a free world. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. But it's loyalty over everything. Period. No bars. I tell them it's a cookie 'cause it's good for